President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Ransford Afel-Money, has described Ghana's 60th position on the latest press freedom ranking as depressing. Speaking at an event to mark this year's Press Freedom Day, Mr. Money expressed worry about the total neglect, abuses meted out to journalists in Ghana by government despite unending calls for justice.
Heavy hearts because of Ghana's latest ranking in the World Press Freedom Index, which is depressing enough to effect dramatic mood swings from one of celebration to that of lamentation. Indeed, a drop in ranking had been anticipated due to a confluence of anti-media factors, but never did we expect the drop to be so precipitous, third in Africa and 10th in the world. And 30th in the world to 60th, 100% decline. We watched with shudder and heard with shiver the merciless arrests, reckless attacks, and animalistic disregard for the rights of journalists, even in the line of duty. The deterministic outcome has been a sharp deterioration of the safety of journalists. That threat reigned on investigative journalists also went uninvestigated, let alone punished, while law enforcement officers who were supposed to protect journalists rather brutalized them. 3 years on the spin, the assassination of Ahmed Swale of Tiger Eye fame, in the most heinous of circumstances, has been a stain on Ghana's reputation as a land of freedom and justice, a citadel of media freedom, and a beacon of democratic accomplishments in Africa. Assurance upon assurance of arresting the perpetrators have remained a hollow rhetoric. With regrets that the broadcasting bill designed to address some of the lingering challenges on the airwaves has been incubating for far too long. While we urgently demand the birth of the proposed law, either by natural or cesarean means, we need to orchestrate a national conversation to take a hard look at the ownership structure of the media.
Chairman of the National Media Commission, Yao Bodu Ayabuafo, warned journalists against the haste to publish news while sacrificing accuracy and quality. He urged that journalists should exercise restraint in the quest to broadcast the news. He also spoke at the same event.
Any one of us can say whatever that we want to say, and nobody should prevent us from doing that. But after we have said what we want to say, if it offends the sensitivities and sensibilities of other people, we must pay compensation. Because our rights is no more important than the right of anybody. And I think that one of the people that we admire in the US system, one of the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, he has said that if you shout fire in a crowded meeting place and somebody is trampled upon and that somebody dies, it is the responsibility of the one who cried a false cry of fire. Because normal human beings will not look at the source of the fire before they start running away. The right thing to do is to run to safety. And if in the course of everybody running to safety, they trample upon somebody, then it is the one who said fire who is the cause of that murder. And you cannot say that, oh, I only said it. Because sometimes that is the defense that some people put out. We only said it. And what is even more disturbing in recent times is the fact that Abada have apologized. Now, if you do me wrong and you apologize to me, it doesn't make you right. And we need to understand it. We need to understand that the fact that you apologize for something is an admission of the wrong. And so if people hold you to account, don't just jump at it and say, but I have apologized. Why did you apologize? Why didn't you do what you should have done at the initial stages before you offended me? And now you assume that you can offend me because I am no human being. And just because you are a journalist, you think that you are more human being than another Ghanaian. Please, we must learn how to live together with each other. Let us discharge our responsibilities the way that it must be discharged. And when we do that, the rest of everybody will recognize and appreciate us. The only plea that we make to all Ghanaians is that we have provided for ourselves a constitution which says that free speech should not be criminalized. But it does not mean that free speech, people who abuse free speech, must go scot-free. What it means, therefore, is that we should not use any force at any moment in dealing with matters of free speech, no matter how offensive. But we must apply the full scale of the law in resolving that matter. Anybody whose reckless speech leads into mischief must be made to pay for that mischief, but not through the use of physical force.
Now, still on press freedom, media consultant and journalist Liz Hefron Asari feels government's indifference towards calls to take action against various incidents against journalists in the country couldn't have yielded any better position than this. She spoke on the AM show with my colleague Benes Abubedu.
Beginning when Media Foundation for West Africa was calling on government to deal with certain issues with regards to journalists, nothing was done. Unfortunately, the Ghana Journalists Association was also very silent. If you heard about any brutalities or any harassment of journalists, you didn't have the Ghana Journalists Association come out immediately either to condemn or to solidarize with its members. And so it's not surprising that we are falling, because everybody says that it's a perception, but when you're seeing things happen, it no longer becomes a perception. And from the time that Ahmed Swale was killed to now, we've realized that a lot of things have been done against journalists and nobody seems to be taking it right to the end. We still don't know who shot Ahmed Swale. We still don't know what is going on to apprehend the culprits, and things like that just keep going on. And journalists go out for assignments, are attacked, and they are attacked by state agents, and nothing is done and nothing is said. So it's not surprising that we will fall that quickly and that low. Journalists are poorly paid in Ghana, and therefore they seek to get additional, incomes through other means, and therefore that even go for assignments and would fight for solid, and if you look at that situation, then it means that when you go on assignment and the person is taking care of your every need and giving you something to top up, you're definitely going to slant your reportage in the person's favor. So it's like he who pays the piper calls the tune. And so if there's something untoward about a particular institution, because probably you've been feeding from there, and I use feeding in quotes. If that's where you're getting some income to help with what you're getting as a wage or a salary, you are bound not to report the negative side.
Now, Executive Director for the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suliman Abraham, is of the view that the political environment has not been congenial for journalists to operate.
I think what is accounting for our significant drop is the political context. And that is what we really have to do a lot about. In terms of the other context, economic and so on, the impact is to a large extent on professionalism and sustainability. If you look at countries like Sierra Leone, that has become 41st from 75. And last year, we issued a report in which we were commending the government of Julius Maada for improving the press freedom environment significantly. And not surprisingly, they moved from 75th to 41st, ahead of Ghana. Are we saying that the economic situation in Sierra Leone is better than it is in Ghana? My answer would be no. If you look at Burkina Faso, Burkina is now 41. Sierra Leone 46, I should say. Burkina is 41. The economic conditions in Burkina far better than it is in Ghana? I would say no. Niger is ahead of Ghana. Ivory Coast is ahead of Ghana. Cape Verde is ahead of Ghana. I don't think that these countries are ahead of us because their economic conditions are better than that of Ghana. I am saying, yes, it is a factor in terms of assessing the press freedom conditions of a country. If the economy is doing well, the economics of the media is well grounded, it helps in terms of what journalists can do, how far they can go, how bold they can become, how critical they can be, and all of that. But I'm saying that in terms of the factors that have accounted for our drop, because if you read the other countries that are ahead of Ghana, the economic factors that they talk about in Ghana is the same. But our problem is the political context in terms of why we have dropped. That is the major factor that has accounted for, our situation from number 30 in the world to number 60, and from third in Africa to number 10.
Now, we've also been finding out how citizens do make of the press freedom environment in Ghana and how they see their ranking. Here are some thoughts from Kumasi.
And the duty that is enshrined in the Constitution, Chapter 12 of the Constitution, it is imperative that the various state actors and institutions facilitate your work. So for me, I think that the government should look at itself again, some of the issues that they raise, abuse of journalists, threatening of journalists and all that, but our own Hefron Asari don't have been part of it. I think it's worrying, and the government should look at some of these reports, especially when it seeks to go into the election and seek re-election from the people.
Because we media new can't say me. For media for
Now the media themselves are gagging their own. Many are interested in national issues, but why should they say anything if they will be arrested afterwards?
What is it?
First, now media is an independent body. But then say politicians no be on agenda.
Previously, the media was independent. Now, the media houses are owned by politicians and they set agenda for them.
Media the fourth arm of government here. For human freedom but our division also Ghana media.
Because media media for what I say,
the media is critical in governance. They inform the public. If they are being arrested for informing us, how do they do their job? The president himself fought for free speech. Why is this happening under him?
I would do comprehend one which that's all on a person. That's a we be cast near Bechina. Yamina, really.
So those were some views from Kumasi about how press freedom affects them. Now, how about your own ability to express yourself? Here, another set of views from Accra.
Come on, I can express myself without fears, but every expression have a limit. Yes. But as I'm saying, it has a limit. Make sure whatever you are going to say, you have evidences or you have records about it. For example, you can say, let's see, our president's wife has built hotel. Make sure you have that. You make sure you have the documents. You have seen the document of the land, and you have seen our first lady putting a signatory on that property or on that agreement before you be comfortable saying. But if you are not able to prove or to come out with evidences, then sorry, you can't say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm able to express myself freely because I think we have the freedom of speech in the country, so why not?
But the Press Freedom Index says that Ghana has dropped from 30th position to 60th because government is not, is not open and allowing people to criticize it freely. What do you make of it?
On social media, I think we're able to do or say what's on our mind freely. Just that nobody really pays heed to us because they think it's just social media. But aside that, I don't think there's any open space where you get to make your complaints. But on social media, we're able to do that freely.
But what do you make of the news you hear that a journalist has said this and then the police are after him, or a Ghanaian has said this and the police is after him? What do you make of all of this development?
I think it's not fair, as they say we have the freedom of speech. So why would you say we have freedom of speech if you know you come after us? Then you are indirectly telling us that we can't say what's on our mind. We have to keep quiet, so it's not fair.
Chief, what do you make of press freedom in Ghana?
You know, this time it's very difficult to talk. When we are talking, even if you are expressing a genuine reason, giving a genuine reason, they will tell you you are in opposition. And that is making everybody fear to talk. And you cannot express yourself freely because you are afraid. You don't know who will take you on. And you don't know what will follow when you are talking. So to me, I don't express myself in the public because you don't know who is there and then what are their political colors. So the political arena in the country now is making us to be afraid of expressing ourselves freely.
Now, staff of Menchia Hospital demoralized by viral video claiming negligence leading to the death of patient. The Menchia Government Hospital has debunked report that nurses deserted their duty post leading to the death of a middle-aged woman on admission. Humu Fusaini died on admission at the hospital at dawn on Monday. But shortly after, a journalist put up a Facebook post indicating she died because there was no nurse on duty to attend to her. The post has since gone viral, but the hospital says the deceased was admitted and given the best of care. Love FM's Erastus Asari Donko has more.
The Facebook post showing a video of a broken and teary Hudu Sulimana, husband of the deceased, said in part, quote, Mr. Hudu Sulimana has lost his wife at the Menchia District Hospital in Kumasi of the Ashanti region today, Monday, May 2nd, 2022. The disheartening part of it being that his wife died as a result of intentional no-nurse syndrome, unquote. In the video, husband of the deceased is heard saying his wife's sugar level was checked every 30 minutes and was asked to buy medications.
30 minutes beer, or check sugar, 30 minutes beer, or check sugar. Eba I say, me say no, Misikana or Jimmy Sono.
But the brain behind the post, Isaac Insia Foster, explains why he accuses the hospital of negligence.
Because personally, I was standing right beside a woman and I saw the woman suffering. I saw the woman, he was, I don't know how to put this, his heart was beating faster. So if there was a nurse around, I think that maybe she or he could report to the doctor in charge so that she could be saved. But unfortunately, there was no one around to report to the doctor. So the doctor came late. He couldn't do anything to save the woman.
But management of the Menchia Government Hospital says the post is misleading and inaccurate. Clinical care coordinator of the hospital, Dr. Michael Opoku, says the deceased, Humu Fusaini, was admitted on the 30th of April and given the needed care before her demise.
The first of the case is that this patient, as I said, was on admission at the emergency department and was given care 24/7. The doctors attended to her, the nurses at the emergency department were also there to also do their bit, including serving medications, checking her vital signs, and ordering for all the necessary labs. And so the assertion that she came, there was no nurse, and she was never attended to and didn't receive the best of care needed to be treated with the contempt it deserves. This patient had the best of care. She was attended to by our physicians, our nurses at the emergency department.
Medical Superintendent of the hospital, Dr. Kamaruddin Koku Hussein, told our news team the uninformed social media comment has demoralized staff.
It is highly demoralizing because, especially when you know that what is written there is not the truth. Your staff are demoralized and then they will be wondering whether the service that we are providing is appreciated by the public.
The Health Services Administrator of Dementia Government Hospital, Rosemond Ofuriamanfo, called for public education on the activities of the hospital.
Sometimes we need to educate them on some of these issues. That when you come to a hospital, you don't just pick phones and start videoing people who are bereaved or people who are in pain. Then you move to social media and place it there.
In an interview with husband of the deceased, Hudu Sulimana, he said he doesn't have any issue with the hospital and does not believe there is any problem, as the Facebook post suggests.
Let's just stay in education. And University Practice Senior High School qualified for the National Science and Math Quiz Competition in style as they beat their opponent with a 42-point gap. Now, at the end of the contest, it was the University Practice SHS 63 point, Nsaba Presby SHS 21 point, Methodist High School 19 point, and Swedro School of Business 17 point. Ewutu Bojuase Community SHS had 10 points. Well, they have a warning for the so-called big names of the NSMQ as they vow to do all within their power to win this year's trophy.
University Practice Senior High School has qualified for the National Science and Maths Quiz Competition later this year. They qualified in grand style with 63 points, the highest points that we've seen so far in the central region. Now in the 2021 competition, they were kicked out at the preliminary stages by Asin State College. And now here at the regional qualifiers for this year's national competition, they've made an impressive showing. Let's speak to them. Let's find out from them what it is like at this point, guys. Congratulations. Tell me, what is the feeling like for you right
now? My name is Mensa Suliman from UPSHS. I'm a final year student. I'm a science student. This contest, when we are coming, we prepared very well with our teacher, Mr. Bruno. So this contest is star one. We took it to be star one. It's star one. It's star one. So international.
Watch out, wrestling girls. Watch out.
Tell them we are coming.
Watch out, we are coming.
Assistant. They are boasting. They are boasting. Okay, we are coming. As for them, we will use star 1.5.
So let's speak to an old student. What's your name? Which year did you complete?
I completed 2016.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Sion George. I read business from
What should we expect in the national competition?
UPSS, our performance on National Science and Maths Quiz has always been unprecedented. Just that of late, things are not really going on well, but we are coming up and then we are tackling issues that we need to address. So coming up, we are going to give off our best. We have been to the finals. That was 2015. At that time, I was in school. So this has always been UP. This has always been UP. So we are going to give off our best.
You also are old students?
Yes.
What should we expect in the national competition?
Our very best. This time we are coming in full. No stopping. We are coming. Yes, this time we are fully prepared. Yes, great. Even if they are are doing it in Tamale, we will come to Tamale. If they do it in Kwanga, we will come there.
The Ghana, you be with Gasai, you be with Gasai, you be with Gasai, you be with Gasai. Why did you Mersa Bruno, why did you so? Mersa Bruno, why did you so? Abaje wonsa, waka, ya Maria Babu Tansem, Sikadu no be the anthem. Abaje wonsa, waka, ya Maria Babu Tansem, Sikadu no be the anthem. Abaje wonsa, yeah.
In fact, this year's competition promises to be a thrilling one. We look forward to it. Now, it's coming up in business. Ghana cedi still marked as one of the worst performing currencies in Africa. Beverly Broom joins us with more after the break.
Hello, good afternoon. It's now time for business with me, Beverly Broom. The rate of depreciation of the cedi to the US dollar has slowed down considerably, but the rapid fall in the first quarter of this year has still kept the local currency as one of the worst performing currencies in Africa so far this year. The cedi declined in value by 19% to the dollar in the first 4 months of the year, according to Bloomberg, but less than 1% in the month of April. Charles Nixon Yeboah looks at the League of African Currencies and has more.
The local currency responded positively to the policy actions by the Bank of Ghana and the fiscal measures by the finance minister, slowing down significantly its rate of depreciation in the month of April. It depreciated by less than 1% in value after going down by about 18.21% in the first quarter of this year. Demand for the dollar after the announcement of the policy actions fell drastically, while some foreign investors repose confidence in the economy. Some research institutions, including Fitch Solutions, had also projected that the cedi will record some modest gains in the coming months. This is as a result of the expected improved fiscal economy. Meanwhile, the cedi was ranked 22nd and bottom among the League of African performing currencies in the first 4 months of this year. The Egyptian pound was 21st, with a rate of depreciation of 15.10% to the dollar. Guinea's franc is the best performing currency on the continent so far this year, with an appreciation of 5.36% to the dollar.
Indigenous bank CalBank says it will strengthen its relationship with its merchants and customers by implementing a strategy to increase the adoption and use of its digital product. According to its managing director, Philip Oredu, the bank's two-day tech-driven and open-air event will provide market access for a variety of merchants and consumers to connect well with the bank. Here's more in the following report.
The CalBank Cashless is part of the bank's strategy to drive the uptake and utilization of its digital solutions. This is to create a market access for the host of merchants and consumers. The managing director for CalBank PLC, Mr. Oredu, revealed that it is to physically get in touch with its customers and merchants.
Of today's program is to collaborate with Accra Goods Markets to be able to ensure that as an institution, we all understand that marketing, selling, buying, payments, it's literally virtual now. Now, we all definitely would go out and go and shop. But in these days, we'd also have the opportunity of being able to shop virtually. So we are collaborating with on this program to ensure that we get close to our merchants, get to bring in people who would like to shop, get to know the merchants over here, get to know the products and services offered by CalBank so that we'll be able to engage our customers some more.
Some merchants expressed their excitement for the initiative and called for more to be done.
First of all, the organization and everything is on point. Everything is fine. We expect people to come in their numbers, to come support us and buy our various products. So basically that's what we are expecting from those that are yet to come purchase us. And we look forward to other events.
It's good. This is my first fair.
that I've ever been. So I'm expecting great things. What I've heard so far, that is highly patronized, people buy, so I'm expecting great things.
A cashless market is the first of its kind for Cowbank Ghana.
That's all for business. We have more business coming up on Marketplace at 1 p.m. But up next is sports.
For some updates on showbiz, my name is KMJ. Ghanaian young rapper Kwaku Darlington has expressed his joy over his nomination for this year's VGMAs, which is slated for this weekend. Speaking in an interview on Hits FM, the rapper expressed how proud he feels to have been nominated for the category of Collaboration of the Year.
Being in the midst of all these people, I feel so proud because back in the days I used to sit at the back of the TV to watch VGMAs,
right?
And now I'm present there. So I feel very proud.
And it looks like you are the youngest of them all.
Yeah.
This is Hits.
And that's Kwaku Darlington in the studios of Hits FM. Its presenter and pundit, Mr. Kennedy of Joy FM, has added his voice to the growing concern over NFTs. He made this statement after several agitations from some aggrieved men's gold customers on Ghanaian dancehall artist Stonebwoy when he endorsed another scheme made in the name of Citycoin. Speaking in an interview, Uncle Ken stated that if such schemes have to be stopped, then there will be the need for regulations.
If the Bank of Ghana felt that this cryptocurrency, Citycoin, was doing something against the law, the general law, not their laws, not their laws, not their laws, the general law, it would have stated that in black and white and said to the Citycoin operators, you are not allowed to operate under such and such and such and such a law. Rather, it said that under their laws, it's unregulated. They are unregulated. That is my worry. That is my worry. So it looks like the regulation needs to come quickly. We need a regulation against this, like some other countries in Africa have. They have, but we don't. So these people also knowing the gaps, knowing that, well, I'm not going to come to you for any regulation, but I'm doing something that you cannot stop me from doing. Because if we can stop them, why are we wasting time with all this?
And that's Anglican in the studio of Joy 99.7 FM on Showbiz A to Z. That'll be all for Showbiz here on the news. And of course, for more news, log on to www.myjoyonline.com. My name is KMG. Praise. And that's it for our bulletin for you today. Charles Aite is coming up next with Marketplace. My name is Samuel Kojo Brace. Like you said, there's more on myjoyonline.com. Good afternoon.